Something that really bothers me and like honestly has given me a sense of a little bit of an insecurity is the fact that, yeah, like there are all these women like throwing themselves, but me, like the past 10 years, like I don't have any of that. Like I have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention. And so then like I begin to internalize it and I'm like, is something wrong with me?
You're not looking.
I really regret marrying Steven. I never wanted children, and he doesn't understand me at all. I have my own dreams. I want to pursue my career. I want to live my own life, but everything is suffocated by his lifestyle and expectations. Now I've become a mother. I've become Steven's wife, and the part of me that wanted freedom, that wanted to explore the world, has been completely buried. When I say I'm tired, he doesn't understand. He always frowns and says, "You're too sensitive," or "Don't you think life is good right now?" He's busy with games and various public events, while I'm at home handling the kids and taking care of the household. Many times I feel no support at all. Sometimes he gets impatient when I pursue new projects or start a new brand, and then complains, asking when I can just stay at home. It's kind of ridiculous. I understand that he loves family, but that doesn't mean I have to be trapped at home. Pursuing my career doesn't mean I love my children or him any less. I just want to live my own life. I just want him to give me advice, not lectures.
How did you know you were ready for that?
I didn't. I just knew that I loved him, and I'd never like experienced anything else. I'd never felt any differently than like, this is who I want to spend the rest of my life with. You're pregnant and you're going to be very, very sick. But I'm so grateful. I wouldn't change a thing.
Did you like him at all? Like in your heart, you're like, oh, I wish I could.
Yes. I thought he was so cute.
On this first date,
Yeah.
what are the vibes?
It was one of the best days of my life. Honestly, it was so innocent and young, and like I wish I could relive that, or at least watch it from like a bird's eye view. It was so cute. Just like real young love. I don't know. I remember it like it was yesterday. I 100% said I love you first.
Who said I love you first?
Me.
What? Tell me everything.
I 100% said I love you first. I was visiting him at school, and I said it. And he didn't say it back. And he just stared at me. And my eyes started to well up. And he was like, "Can I please explain?" And I'm like, "Okay." He's like, he's like, "I said I love you to somebody in the past, and I didn't mean it." He's like, "And I regret it." And he's like, "I just want to be sure that when I say it again, you know that I mean it." And in the moment, I was like, bullshit. A month later, we're sitting watching 7 Pounds. And when they say like, the human heart, 7 pounds, he leans over in my ear and he's like, "I love you." You just want to put a little on the tips of your finger. You're going to rub it in on your face, and it's going to naturally exfoliate your skin. What is this 2 fingers?
I just saw you do that. Was it backhand?
You can just take it and put it on your face and rub
just
it
following
in.
the
I was just
routine.
doing a little hand swatch. Rub your hands together and
we're
then
going
just
all
like
the way.
go in. Yeah, I'll get the water ready for you.
Oh, that's nice.
I
That smells delicious.
Tell me how your face feels right now.
Oh, it feels light and airy. And
Do you feel that cool beachy breeze?
I do.
What comes to mind when you think of toning?
Low weight, high reps.
Okay. So I put a little bit on this reusable, beautiful terry cloth. Okay.
This is my skincare routine. All right, there we go. I'm swiping.
Doesn't it feel
Man,
fresh
I
and
feel-
nice? You smell the mild floral scent.
Oh, yeah.
I also always thought like, I didn't know that he was going to end up playing basketball. Like he said he wanted to be a high school basketball coach. Like I thought I was going to be like the girl out there getting it. So I didn't know.
Somebody needs to tell Ayesha Curry to shut the fuck up. Why the fuck do you keep going on these podcasts saying shit to embarrass Steph? Why do you keep doing this? What the fuck is wrong with you? Do you not know better than to get on a podcast and say some wild shit like this in front of millions of people? Listen to what Ayesha Curry said on this fucking podcast, bro.
4 kids. Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No, I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it.
Why would you say this publicly? Why would you say this publicly? Listen, even if you don't feel the same way now, like you're happy to be married, you don't say shit like this that can potentially be weaponized against your husband, which is one of the most, if not the most popular players in the NBA. You know, it's low-hanging fruit. This is so easy for somebody to try to make spin some negativity out of this, bro. And what's worse is this isn't your first time saying some wild shit about Steph.
The fact that, yeah, like there are all these women like throwing themselves, but me, like the past 10 years, like I don't have any of that. Like I have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention. And so then like I begin to internalize it and I'm like, is something wrong with me?
This is now your second time saying some crazy shit that you know the internet is probably gonna tear Steph up over, bro. You said that you wanted other males' attention and you wasn't getting it. You are a married woman. Why do you care about other men looking at you? Who gives a fuck? You have the gaze of your husband. What do you care about other men looking at you for? And then you go on to say you didn't want to be married, you didn't want to have kids, you wanted to be a career woman. That's fine. I understand if you felt that way before, but you still shouldn't say it. Even if you don't feel that way now and you're happy being married, you know that there are people out there who are gonna try to spin this shit into some negativity. There's no reason why you should have said this on a fucking public forum. Stop getting on these podcasts and saying this shit. You got Steph Curry out here looking like Will Smith, and you out here looking like Jada Pinkett Smith, bro. What type of shit is you on?
I am a shoes off girl. I grew up in a Jamaican household. We don't wear shoes in the house. I married an American man. He wears shoes in the house. There's conflict over that all the time, and I'm still trying to figure it out. At a certain point, like I do have a round face.
Oh my God.
So like at a certain point, this was true because I was a little weightier. But there was this thing going around that said there's two things. It was like that I look like SpongeBob's mom. Just look it up after.
Okay.
I felt that way. So then seeing it, I was like, damn.
No.
What else? I think because he's like known for shooting threes, people will say something all the time like, oh, he shoots threes on and off the court. And I'm like, come on.
Well, first of all, 3 plus like a million. Like you were like so fucking stunning and gorgeous.
Thank you.
Like
sweet.
I don't need to
very
say that to you,
sweet.
but I have to say it because it's also like the people that are writing it are probably threes, but not you. But also I feel like it's funny to see any athlete's wife, everyone just first goes for their looks and they compare
It's so
it. It's
strange.
crazy.
It's so
crazy.
strange.
That online conversation is so tired. Like immediately just judging a wife of like a man that is well-known and famous. Doesn't even have to be sports. It can be entertainment, actors, whatever it be. It's always
Yeah.
at the looks. And it's like, aren't we tired?
Yeah.
Just a little bit?
I've also gotten the like, and I've gotten this in person a lot, is the like the stigma of being a wife of somebody that plays professional sports or girlfriend, whatever. Oh, how does it feel to be said person's wife and also work? And I'm like, what? So I think there's a stigma out there that people don't do, these women aren't doing anything. That's not true. There's so many women doing incredible things. A lot just like they do it under the radar, which is great.
Right.
Like,
No, it's so misogynistic. It's like,
so crazy.
well, your husband makes so much fucking money. Like, why would you ever want to work? And it's like, God forbid I also have individual interests and needs and wants and goals in my fucking
It's
life.
crazy.
It's all projection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait. I want to play a game then between you and Steph of who is more likely to. Okay. Who is more likely to take a work call during date night? Steph.
So you end up meeting your now wife when you guys were 14, 15 years old in a church group. You end up starting to date when you're in college, get married when you're 23 years old. Why get married so young?
Why waste time if you found the right one, right? That was I knew, having met my wife in high school, kind of her story and just, and her family and what she was about, very faith-oriented woman, and she was so driven. we didn't date, like you said, through high school, and got to college, and we met again. I like to say we always met again out in LA when I was for the ESPYs after the tournament run, because she was living out there pursuing her acting career, and that was kind of just fate right there. We 2 kids from Charlotte meeting again in LA on a whim, and then kind of keeping it going, and dated for 2-3 years when I got to Golden State, and knew I found the right one, so didn't want to waste any time and start a family and get married, and life is good with her.
Ayesha Curry, welcome to Call Her Daddy.
Thank you for having me.
Is it good that I'm catching you in the off season?
I mean, it's still chaotic. It's always chaotic. I don't ever get the opportunity to kind of talk about my life before my life now. I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl, and that's it. And then it happened so early in my life. I didn't even have time to think about what I wanted anymore.
What was the hardest part early days of like really trying to start your business?
I was either too young or too young of a woman, or there was nobody that looked like me. A reporter actually literally said on live television she needs to sit there and look pretty.
Let's talk about how you met Mr. Steph Curry.
When I moved to LA, he Facebooked me. He was like the guy at church. Like all the girls loved him. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Who said I love you first?
Me. And he didn't say it back.
Why did Curry reject the king's daughter and insist on marrying his current wife? Curry fell in love with Ayesha when they first met in church in 2003. But it wasn't until 2008, when they met by chance in New York, that things started to progress. When Curry confessed his love for Ayesha, she rejected him. When Ayesha came home with a cold, Curry took care of her and won her heart. In 2011, Curry and Ayesha got married. When asked by the host why they got married so early, Curry was adamant that they couldn't afford to waste time when they met the right person. Now, although the two have been married for many years, their love has only grown. Ayesha waits for Curry in the lane after every game, and whether he wins or loses, she is always there to support him. Over the years, Ayesha has given birth to 4 children for Curry, loving and supporting him and the children with all her heart. Despite his busy schedule, Curry has always been in love with Ayesha too. He took Ayesha to the place where they first kissed on their 10th anniversary to renew their vows. Curry met the girl at the age of 14 and has been by her side since he was 34. He has been with her ever since and has always been there for her.
It's like 15, I meet Ayesha. We're not dating in high school, but we talk a little bit, and fast forward 4 years, I'm out in LA at the ESPYs because we just made our tournament run, and it's just me and my dad flying from Charlotte. I'd never been to LA before. Out here for the ESPYs. I was like, I remember Ayesha, she moved out here because she was out here pursuing acting. So she had graduated from high school and came right out here to pursue acting, but we weren't talking at all. So I hit her up and I was like, hey, I'm out in LA, like chilling or whatever. Like, you guys show me around because I ain't never been out here before. So we reconnected then, and like a couple months later, she had moved back to Charlotte, and I'm still at Davidson, which is like 30 minutes away, so we got to kind of keep it going. And from there, like, we were just 2 kids just enjoying life together and not really knowing what was about to happen. And when I got to the league, like, again, I'm just living my life, and as the spotlight starts to grow and all that, you're dealt with judgments. Everybody just wants to know every step you take and all that stuff, and it's kind of uncomfortable at times because as humans, you react to stuff, like stuff that's said about you and all that type of stuff, and personally, me, it's like want to take it in stride, and like you don't want to react to everything because you'll lose your mind.
Right. But
you want to protect the integrity of y'all's relationship. We started, way back when, and so it's an ever-changing kind of thing for us because even as you bring kids in this world, like how are you going to raise them with this spotlight as well and keep their mind in the right direction and give them perspective and give them a chance to have a quote-unquote normal childhood and stuff. So a lot of responsibilities, but God don't make no mistakes, man. And for me and her, like I think we appreciate the ability to inspire and impact people because of our relationship. Like that's, if we can do it, like we're not perfect, we got ups and downs, and there's gonna be challenges in like every other relationship in this world. But if we can kind of persevere through all that stuff, man, we can be an inspiration and expectation for like what it means to find somebody you want to share life with. And I don't want to get too sappy, but like that's real.
That's real.
It's real, right?
And it's rare too.
Yeah.
Especially in our profession, So I think it's dope. The example you guys said, it's amazing.
What could you not live without for 1 month?
Sex, for sure.
Okay.
Okay, I was just making sure we're on the same page now. 10 years in, we better be on the same page.
Favorite physical feature?
My shoulders.
That is it. It's his back,
Yeah.
but I guess shoulders counts. It's more back here though.
See, the problem is, I told y'all, Steph Curry don't say shit. So the reason Ayesha Curry can come on the internet and say all this dumb shit is because he's not gonna check her. Bitch, as soon as she came through the house, what breadwinner? You wanna be the breadwinner? Go ahead. You can go right now and do whatever the fuck you wanna do. But you're not about to get on the internet making it seem like I won't go be great, bitch. I always knew I was gonna be great. High school basketball coach, Steph Curry, the greatest shooter? But bitch, please. This just shows you can't give a bitch nothing. Let her work for it. Let her feel like she earned it. Because at the end of the day, if everything is given to her, she ain't gonna have no identity. It's just gonna be like another human standing there next to you the entire time. Let these bitches do shit for themselves. See, Savannah James understood the assignment very early. This is gonna be the greatest basketball player of all time, and I'm gonna do my part to get us there. That's it. That's a team. You, on the other hand, Miss Ayesha, is fucking up the plot. Steph Curry did everything he was supposed to do. It became the greatest shooter of all time, probably the greatest point guard of all time. And you're going to be able to live off that for the rest of your life. Thank that man.
I know what your first impressions of each other were. Ayesha, you can go first.
You know, it's so funny. I was maybe 14 years old when we first met, and I just remember thinking he was so cute, and my family being like, he looks like your brother. I don't see it. For whatever reason, all of our family, listen, we took a 23andMe test. We're in the clear.
No, wait, you're not brother and sister. Yeah.
We're not. No, I don't see it.
There was no rumors about that going around. Yeah.
AJ, mystery fashionist, who I'm here with and where you from?
I'm Ayesha Curry, and I'm from Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Okay.
Steph Curry, from the Bay.
Okay.
But I'm from North Carolina, too.
Okay, gotta jack both. I feel that. All right, so we see the outfit. Rate your outfit from 1 through 10 and let me know what you're wearing.
I would rate my outfit a 7
Okay.
due to comfortability.
Okay. Wow. What you got on?
So I have on Givenchy boots. They're denim, thigh high. I have on a diesel top, some Alex Moss jewelry. The pants are actually from Fashion Nova.
So what about you? What would you rate your outfit and what you wearing?
I was going to rate it like an 8, but then I got a lot of compliments walking through here.
Okay.
So it's like a 9.
Okay.
Upgrade to a 9.
Okay.
Little Namia's top and bottom matching set. I got the Bottega shoes and an Under Armour tee. So I'm locked in. Comfort under here.
I got Uniqlo on, but I'm hot.
This is better.
Yeah, this is better. I already know. All right, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for your time. All right, thank you.
I can't imagine having 4 kids. Is it pure chaos at your house?
Absolutely. It is so much chaos, but I'll tell you, it's no different from when we had 3 children.
Okay.
So I feel like people would tell me that all the time, like, go ahead and have that 4th. It's not gonna mix things up too much. And I thought they were crazy. But 8 months in, we're only 8 months in. I think it's true.
You got 2 boys, you got 2 girls. Okay, are you ready for more testosterone in the house?
That has changed the dynamic in our house because I'm always worried about somebody like breaking something.
Okay.
On themselves. Our son, Cannon, kid you not, he box jumped our kitchen counter.
So he's jumping up on top of stuff.
And it's, you want to get upset and start yelling and being like, get off the counter, but it was impressive. It was very athletic.
I mean, look at his daddy. His daddy be box jumping all the time on the court.
So I finally watched the Ayesha Curry interview. And I was kind of like, I was kind of torn because I did initially understand she was just saying her truth. I guess maybe that wasn't the person she pictured herself with. But they end up getting together and marrying young. But then as she talked, like as the interview went on, it was given like resentment because she wanted to go on and she wanted her life to look different. But getting with him, she didn't expect him to become what he became. But it always feels like in all her interviews that she just settled. That's how she treats him, like somebody she just settled with. It doesn't give like my man. Like it just gives, yeah, him. And I think that's what's off-putting for a lot of people, because she seems like she's really resentful of him. It's just, I don't know. It's always been something about her. What are y'all thoughts about that? Because I see like mixed reviews. Like some people were feeling her interview and other people was like me, like, nah.
Ayesha Curry is a prime example of a lady who thinks she's better than her husband, okay? She is Simone Biles' husband, Jonathan Biles. You know how Simone Biles' husband likes to embarrass Simone? He even thinks he's the prize. That's who Ayesha Curry is, okay? She thinks she's better than her husband, even though we wouldn't even have known of her if it wasn't for Steph Curry. She literally said on an interview she doesn't think he's that great. She basically is like, I don't know what the hype is. Like, I don't see it. About her own husband. She's a hater. She thinks she's better than him. She literally married him because she knew he probably likes her more than she likes him, and she knew he would bring her a comfortable life. That's what it is. She tries to embarrass him every chance that she gets, because how dare he get all this attention, and she does it. Because she really thinks she's better than him, okay? She probably looks at him and be like, why does he get all these attention? Like, who does he think he is? Truly, like, she's bitter.
Steph Curry is not going to divorce Ayesha Curry because a bunch of strangers clipped up what she said in an interview and dogpiled on her with their own interpretations and projections of what she said. Everything y'all are saying, even the people who are on Ayesha's side, she said none of that in the interview. Y'all are all projecting your hopes and dreams, your outcomes, your downfalls, everything onto her. She said none of which y'all are saying she said in that interview. Yes, I know what the clips presented, that they presented online, but they clipped it up so much so to remove the context of the interview in order to create all this discourse because people wanted money and views and engagement. And it's actually crazy to see how they were able to clip up her interview and make it seem like she said things that she did not say, or just paint her in a crazy ass light. It really didn't happen. And now, like, oh, she needs the divorce. She's so ungrateful. She, like, it's so crazy. Like, the person who did that, just wow. Basis of Ayesha's interview was her talking about how she had to adjust to her new life. She never said she was ungrateful, none of that. And it's like, it doesn't matter how much money you have. If someone gives you $1 billion, you're going to have to adjust to now having $1 billion. That's literally what you're going to have to adjust with everything. You get a new job paying you double what you make, you're going to have to adjust. It's adjustments with everything in life. It don't matter what good is coming to you or what bad, you have to make adjustments. And that's what she talked about in her interview. And it's so crazy because when I watched the interview, it was such a beautiful interview. And to say like she disrespected Steph or she hates being married, all she did was recount their beautiful love story. That was the basis of the interview. Like, she recounted like very small and tiny details, and it was so beautiful. And y'all clipped it up to make it seem like she hated her life. Like, it's wow, y'all did that. But, you know, whatever, it's for clicks and engagement and views. But I actually watched the full interview, and I was so appalled that y'all did that to her. Like, wow. And that's exactly what she was talking about in the interview. Like, the clip when she was saying, like, Steph tries to resonate, but he just can't understand. He can't understand the constant dogpiling for just fucking existing. That's something she was talking about. He tries to understand why certain things bother her, but he can't, because y'all don't dogpile and misconstrue his words like this. But Steph also doesn't talk to y'all. I wouldn't talk to y'all either. And that's also probably why Ayesha took a break from speaking to y'all as well. Because I think Ayesha's last interview was like probably like 6 years ago. She also was like, y'all, because after the last time y'all misconstrued what she said, it's really crazy.
Okay, because some people are taking what Ayesha Curry said wrong. I honestly think that someone could say it the exact words, but in a different tone and inflection, and people wouldn't take it as bad. Because, like, she's very monotone when she speaks, and she also speaks very educated. And monotoned with big words comes off just as, like, negatively to people. Like, even when you use big words and you're, like, not meaning to talk over someone's head, if they don't get it, they almost perceive that you're talking down to them. And it's not what you're trying to do. So I can see where people would think, oh, what she said so bad. But, like, she just said she didn't see, like, it all happened so fast. And now she's, like, well into her life looking back and is like, I had kids so young that, like, I didn't really do any of these things that I wanted to, and I'm just known for being the wife of this famous person. And there are people who are like, well, she's been expanding her brand for years and doing cookbooks and all this stuff, and yes, but, like, she will never come out of the shadow of being Stephen Curry's wife. I mean, part of that comes with the millionaire status and, you know, never having to worry about things like economic things like that. It also puts a bad taste in people's mouth when she's complaining about her, like, life that they see as pampered because she's, like, a 1%er, and they have to deal with the same things but also have to deal with the economic struggles of every day. So when she says things and her life isn't, like, perfect and she's rich, it comes off as, like, privileged and just, like, snooty. I don't think she meant it in a bad way. I really don't. And she always looks so happy with her kids when I see them. Like, I'll see on Instagram and stuff. But, you know, you can never... Instagram's just photos. You never know what's going on in a house. You live in it.
I feel as though Ayesha Curry is a perfect example as to why I, a mother who enjoys motherhood, who loves being a mom, who loves my children, who wouldn't go back and change anything, right? She's a perfect example as to why I tell women all the time, do not have kids unless you yourself want to be a mother. Point blank, period. You don't have kids because a man wants kids. You don't have kids because your parents want to be grandparents or they want grandkids. You don't have kids because your auntie, your cousin, your sister, your brother, your best friend, whatever, promises that they'll do this and they'll do that and I'll be there and I'll babysit. No. You have children because you yourself want to be a mother above all. You want to be a mother regardless of anything, regardless of circumstance. Even if everyone woke up tomorrow and turned their back on you and said, we're not going to help you, we're not going to check on the kids, we're not going to babysit the kids, we're not going to buy them a birthday present, a Christmas present, nothing. We're not going to do anything for them. We're not going to have anything to do with them at all, point blank, period. You would still want to be a mother. That's why you have children. So many times, time and time again, we get to watch women like Ayesha Curry go out and have children for every reason under the sun except for them wanting to be a mother. She went out and had 4 children just to turn around and get on a podcast to talk about how she never wanted to have kids. And y'all can get up here and talk about, oh, well, you know, it's about time women start being more honest. It's about time women start being more honest. Other women need to see the realities. I'm sorry, if you as a grown woman need to listen to a mother get online and disparage her children or get online and publicly announce about how she actually never wanted any of her kids and she never wanted to be a mom in order for you not to get pregnant, you're a lost cause. And I actually think you're probably going to get knocked up anyways. Truthfully. I actually do. I think you're probably going to get knocked up anyways because you're just not too bright. What do you mean that you as a grown woman need to listen to other women get online and either do the whole screaming and slobbering and I hate my children whole charade, or you need to listen to women get online and talk about how they never wanted kids and her children are going to see this one day. Imagine, and y'all can sit here and say like, oh, it wouldn't bother me. It wouldn't bother me. It wouldn't bother me. That's easy to say if you yourself have never experienced what it was like to have your mother look at you and tell you that she never fucking wanted you. Okay, because y'all love to be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. If her kids do see it one day, they'll understand. How do you know? How do you know? Have you ever had your mother look at you and tell you that she never fucking wanted you and she never wanted to be your mother and she wishes that she would have never had you? Okay, well, if you've never experienced that, you don't really know what it feels like. You don't know how them children are going to respond to that. And I'm sorry, I actually do think that your children's feelings and your children's emotional and mental well-being should take precedent over your desire to educate random women online about the so-called realities of motherhood. Because truthfully, you having children that you never wanted is not the realities of motherhood. That's the realities of making decisions that you knew you shouldn't have been making because that's not what you really wanted in your life. I am so sick of women who never wanted children to begin with getting up here talking about they're showing us the realities of motherhood. No, you're showing us the realities of resenting the choices that you've made. That's what you're showing us. You're not showing us the realities of a woman who genuinely wanted to have kids becoming a mom. Because that looks far different than a woman who never wanted children choosing to go out and have a couple of babies that she doesn't fucking want. Stop having kids you don't want. I don't know why y'all act as though having children isn't optional. Y'all genuinely act like it's something you absolutely have to do. Like there's no way to prevent it, like you have no say-so in it, like you just woke up one day and all of a sudden magically had 4 children. Multiple pregnancies and multiple childbirths is not something that just magically happens upon you. It's not something that's happening to you. It's something you are also participating in. Now, it can be something that feels as though it's all of a sudden happened overnight when you're not being proactive in your own life, when you're just kind of sitting around letting everyone else make choices for you and your reproductive system, you know, when you're letting other people sit around and be like, oh, well, you're this age, so it's about time, or, you know, y'all already got married, so now this is the next step. Those are not reasons to have children. You reaching a certain age is not a reason to have a baby. You getting married is not a reason to have a baby. It's not. You should have a baby because you want to be a mother. Not even because you want to have a baby. Because guess what? The baby's only going to be a baby for a very short, minuscule period of time. All right? They're going to be a toddler and a child and a teenager and a grown adult for far longer than they're going to be a baby. All right? So you don't have a baby just because you want a tiny little baby to rock back and forth and oh my God, it's so cute, because that phase does not last long. It does not last long. And truthfully, if you, God forbid, end up with postpartum depression, you might not even remember most of that phase. You might not even remember most of the baby phase because your mind is just so out of it. Raising children, having children is the hardest thing you will ever do. So make sure that when you volunteer to do one of the hardest things you'll ever do, it's because you're actually interested in doing one of the hardest things you will ever do. Have children because you want to be a mom. All right?
Ayesha Curry is a prime example of what I be saying about how women cannot make up their minds with each other. People are mad at her because she shattered the illusion that a husband and kids is the source of a woman's happiness, and it is not. People claim they want truth, they want honesty, they want vulnerability until they actually get it. But this is an even deeper issue. Then someone brought up an important point. They said Michelle Obama said the same thing, and she didn't receive as much backlash as the counterparts saying the similar thing. And my thing is because Michelle Obama is not attainable. Michelle Obama is out of the reach of most women. So they're not going to bother even fixing their mouth to say anything about her. But when it comes to a woman like Ayesha, because she should be lucky and privileged to have the life that she has because she didn't actually have to work for it. That's what people think about her. Because she is, let's say, the definition of a pretty privilege, she should just be happy and shut up and be thankful for the life that she has because, well, she didn't work for shit. She just has it because she looks good. She married a ball player. Your life should be easy. Take the money and go do whatever you want to do. But see, that's the thing. It's a much deeper issue than money. And I have always said, and I will continue to say, most women, do not need to have children or be with a man until they have fully mastered and embodied themselves and know exactly what they want. And see, women don't like to hear that because they feel like it's a personal attack on them when it's simply the truth. How many women can we name that have children that are always unhappy? They don't feel fulfilled, or they always talk about the dreams they had or the things they wanted to do until they had children. Well, that's exactly what I mean. Until you fully know yourself as a woman, you should not be considering having children or building a family, because later on down the line, you'll regret it because you feel like you sacrificed your life for something without receiving the same in return. That doesn't mean that you don't love your children. That just means that I am now realizing who I am and I see where my mistakes were, what I regret, and what I wish I could have done. And on the bigger scale of things, women want a matriarchy, but it will collapse almost instantly overnight because women pick and choose who they want to support and what they want to listen to. When you're not a perceived threat, then you're easy to digest. But when you are, you will be picked apart from top to bottom, especially if women feel like who you are and what you have is accessible, like they deserve something where they didn't have to put in the work that you did to gain it. If we had a matriarchy, it will collapse almost instantly overnight because most women are too emotionally immature, too damaged, too traumatized. They don't want to admit that for something like this to exist, because you cannot listen to a woman in power, allow her to lead, help, guide, heal, provide for women as a whole in order for that structure to remain. It would not work right now. It would not. So like I've said, a lot of this sisterhood, girl power, all of this stuff is not realistic overall for the collective of women, because there's just still too much work to do. And until we get honest about the triggers, the emotional issues, the trauma, and the damage that most women have, this is not going to happen. And I will 100% stand by that.
The level of hate Ayesha Curry has been receiving recently is insane to me. I saw one clip and it's just her basically saying that she just feels like she does not feel, this is what I understood. She does not feel fulfilled because she did not pursue her career. She literally just skipped that step of her dream of something that she was working so hard on and just went straight into being a wife and a mother, and that was not her initial dream. Her initial dream was just to pursue her career. And I relate to her 1000% because ever since I was a child, my dream has always been to chase after my career, make my own money, be my own girl boss, and not have a man maintain me. Because I've met women in their 50s and their 60s that either they have to tolerate their husband cheating on them or they get left by someone younger. That's something that I've seen in my life. So ever since I was a child, I always understood that I had to pursue my career, because if I were to get married and I were to pop kids, I needed to get ready to dip, not stay there and tolerate this man basically crushing me to my core. And the fact that a lot of women are coming at her and saying like, oh, like, you're so evil, you hate that man, you hate your kids. I don't see it that way. I don't see her hating her kids or that man. I just see her thinking like, damn, like, I need to also do something for myself, to also fulfill that part of myself, to feel like I accomplished something, to feel like I actually did something with all of those years that I spent studying. And it's nothing wrong with that. I feel like nowadays, the way society wants to be is, I want to be maintained. And I feel in a way that's wrong, because now that women have the liberty to also pursue careers, chase after their dreams, we should be able to. Yes, there's women that want to do that, go ahead. But then there's women like her and like me that want to pursue a career, that want to accomplish their dreams. And that's how we feel fulfilled. Yes, everything else is beautiful and it's nice, but chasing a career and feeling accomplished is also a good feeling. And I will never understand that. And I understand that ever since we're children, especially us women, we're always told, you're going to do good in school, you're going to graduate university, then you're going to marry someone great, you're going to have kids and be the perfect housewife. And in a way, ever since you're a child, you're told you're going to put your dreams aside because you have to focus on this man, you have to focus on your kids, and you have to be a perfect housewife. If not, your husband will leave you. That's what I've understood ever since I was a child. Maybe it's just within the Hispanic community, but I feel like a lot of women could relate. And so the fact that people are coming at her with hate because she does not feel fulfilled in a way that she was not able to pursue her career is insane to me. Because that, to me, is like, I completely understand her. I would feel the same way. My first boyfriend ever, the reason I left him was because of that. Because he told me, once you graduate, we're getting married, you're gonna have kids, you're gonna be a housewife, and that's it. Like, I'm gonna maintain you. And I said, no, you're not maintaining me. Like, I'll marry a man if he wants to maintain the household, perfect. But I still will work. I still will make my own source of income, because the day that you decide to leave me for someone younger, the day that you start cheating on me, just know that I'm packing my bags and I'm leaving. I'm not going to stay there and put up with you. And that's my view, that's my perspective. I could be wrong. But then again, I don't know. I just think the hate she's getting is insane.
At this point, Steph Curry needs to file for a motherfucking divorce from Ayesha Curry, because what the... She was on the interview and she's talking about, oh, Steph was originally not my type. When we graduated, he said he wanted to be a basketball coach. I was so upset when he got into the NBA because I wanted to be the one to get to it. Meaning, she wanted to be the breadwinner. She wanted to be the main topic of the fucking marriage. But because he got into, obviously, the fucking NBA and got all these girls drooling over him, meanwhile, no man is drooling over her, she's heated. She's pissed. And I truly don't understand who the fuck keep inviting her to interviews. All she does is talk down on Steph Curry about how she should have been the one to be the breadwinner, not him. How he was only supposed to be a basketball coach. Like, you wanted to dim down your husband's light so you can shine? Meanwhile, girl, you don't gotta work a day in your life and you're fucking complaining because you don't get attention from men. You know, some females who are in the position that they are, where they don't gotta work a day in their fucking life, they can stay home and have millions in their fucking bank account. I will never fucking understand. Like, you're complaining. You have the audacity to say, oh, Steph wasn't even my type in the beginning. Like, baby, who you feeling like? You must think you're a fucking Beyonce or, like, please, Ayesha, you're doing, like, girl. And if I was Steph Curry, I would deadass her like, girl, what the fuck you got going on? You trying to go on these interviews and embarrass me, talk about how I only wanted to be a basketball coach. Like, at this point, he probably just said that so you get off his motherfucking case, because she literally said that the minute he got into the NBA, when he got offered, she was pissed off, she was heated, she didn't expect him to do that because she wanted to be the breadwinner. She wanted to be the one to go get money. She wanted to, like, girl, instead of being grateful for the life that you have, all I hear every 3 to 4 months, you get on these fucking podcasts, you get on these fucking interviews, and all you do is fucking complain, bitch. Like, I've never in my life seen such an ungrateful fucker until Ayesha. Like, that's sad. Meanwhile, bro is so motherfucking loyal. Bro does everything for her, and she just worried about other men lusting over her. Like, be for real.
Ayesha Curry, Steph Curry's wife,
Yep.
she was talking about her relationship. They've been married since 2011. That's what, 14 years?
Forever,
They
yeah.
have 4 kids together.
Mhm.
And she's all like, I think for us, our relationship comes first. Then we're parents. So she's pretty much saying like, hey, before I'm a wife, then a mother. And then she continues and she's like, quote, and that works for us because then you have 2 happy people raising kids in the house.
Yeah, I agree.
So you guys are saying you're a husband before you're a father.
Absolutely.
I'm in a different situation because I'm not with Vic's mom. Like, right now I'm a dad first because it's like I'm not married. I have I just have my son. You know what I'm saying? So I have to like look after him.
Yeah,
You
you're
know
a
what I'm
little
saying?
different.
So
You're
it's
not
a different
married.
situation, but I've heard that, you know what I'm saying, from successful, happy couples who have had super happy families.
But at least for my mom, she's always said like, primero soy mamá que mujer. Like, I'm first a mom, then a wife. So to me, when I heard this about Ayesha, I'm like, fool, aren't you like, these are like little humans that you're supposed to be taking care of.
Yeah. You know, because kids, like teenagers suck, dude. Like,
I know, but
they'll
isn't
get
like-
involved and they'll like ruin a parent's marriage somehow because one is taking the side of the kid and the other one is like, no, we need to do this. And then all of a sudden the kids, like, the parents break up.
I smack my kids and my girl.
Oh my.
That took a turn.
Yeah,
that's a
I can't be
horse.
serious with you guys. I cannot be serious with you guys.
The way that some men are reacting to Ayesha Curry's interview is seriously pissing me off. If these men want Steph Curry so bad, they should go get their man. Like, no one is stopping them. But, like, the amount of men I've seen hop on the internet and be like, what the fuck? Ayesha Curry should be so grateful to have a man like Steph Curry. Like, she literally should be so fucking grateful. Like, how dare she get on a podcast and say anything negative about her own feelings? Like, it's so stupid. It's like, if you as a man want Steph Curry, like, if that's your dream man, go get that. No one is freaking stopping you. If you want to date an athlete that's the greatest of all time, go get that, guys. But what's fucking crazy to me is, like, how these guys will literally just, like, get on the internet and, like, tell women what we're expected to view as an ideal partner. Like, it's just stupid to me. It's like at this point, like, you're literally telling us what you think is an ideal partner, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you think your ideal partner is Stephen Curry, like, cool. But it's like, it's so weird. Or like, there was another girl on the internet, and she got on the internet and she's like, oh, I'm super attracted to this rapper. And all these guys started flooding her comments being like, what do you mean? Like, Gunna's the most attractive rapper. Like, why are you saying anything other than Gunna? Like, it just has to. It's like, these guys they will mask their emotions and their desire for other men by pointing to women and being like, oh, you guys need to find him super attractive and you need to value him and da-da-da-da. But like, you as a straight man on the internet, who are you to tell a straight woman who what she should find attractive and what she should value? Yes, some women find money and fame attractive. Maybe that's not what Ayesha Curry finds attractive. And who cares? And the same people being like, oh my God, Ayesha Curry should be so grateful for Steph Curry's fame and his money and da-da-da, are the same people that will go and point to other wives of athletes and be like, oh my God, she just married him for the money. She's such a gold digger. She did it. So if you find a woman who doesn't want the money and fame, she's ungrateful. But the second she does want the money and fame and she's happy with that, she's a gold digger and she just married her partner for the money. Like, this is just so stupid. Like, no one is stopping you from going and getting the man of your dreams. Like, literally no one. But stop telling us who the man of our dreams should be.
Hot take, I think if a lot more y'all acted like Ayesha Curry, you would be in a long-term relationship too. I've been getting a few comments on my videos and messages lately that are like, what's your take on Ayesha Curry? And I haven't spoken on it yet because y'all aren't gonna like what I have to say. I think that the internet is committed to misunderstanding her. Ayesha Curry has the Travis Hunter's wife effect. She's getting that sort of treatment. Anything she says is gonna get clipped up to fit a narrative. I genuinely just think people don't like that every word that comes out of her mouth isn't, I'm so lucky to be married to Steph Curry. Aren't I lucky to be married to Steph Curry? Like, she has a life and businesses and children and like, she just doesn't seem that gagged. She's been with the man since she was 14. I don't know. And then I keep seeing comments that are like, she feels like she missed out on something because she's been with him since she was 14. She did. Like, she literally did. Her adolescence. Maybe it's because I grew up in an athlete family and I don't mean to project my shit onto the Currys. Like, Steph Curry is my favorite basketball player. No shade. But I don't think being with an athlete, especially somebody like Steph Curry, is all that it's cracked out to be. I'm sure she's very grateful and happy with her life. That's why they've been together so fucking long. And he seems very happily in love with her. But like, what do you want her to do? Throw a parade every time he's brought up? Like, if Steph doesn't have a problem with it, why do you? It's the thing I always say about athlete wives when y'all decide you hate them and just continue to berate them and make takes on them. If their man doesn't have a problem with it, why do you? He seems to love the way she acts. I just don't think she's that male-centered. Like she said on Call Her Daddy, I never thought I was gonna get married and have kids. It just wasn't, I don't know, that wasn't like my dream. I get that. I 100% get that. It doesn't mean she doesn't love Steph. It's just like, I don't know, it's not her life. I don't think it's that crazy, but.
What the fuck is wrong with Ayesha Curry? Like, girl, you're married to a fucking NBA all-star. And every time I see clips of her or her going viral, she's sitting up there moaning and groaning about how unhappy she is and how she thought she was going to be a career woman and how she never wanted to have kids and how she always thought she was going to be successful. I remember she probably did some background work on Nickelodeon when she was a teenager. You know, she's the lighter girl with the light eyes, so she probably has this, you know how some of them have a complex. Don't crucify me in the comments. But it's like, girl, you have a dream life. I personally feel like if she's not already cheating, she's going to cheat on that man. And she gives me the vibes of one of those mothers that leaves her children and the kids grow up and say, my mother walked out on us when we was whoop-de-whoop years old. Because I really don't think that she loves her life. I don't think she likes it. I feel like she's resentful of Steph because he's more successful than her. That's what it all boils down to. She's jealous of Stephon Curry and she's jealous of his success. She's the type like sleeping with your enemy type. But we gotta keep it real. The reason why she's successfully in a marriage with him is because he clearly is the golden retriever and she's the black cat. And clearly he loves her more than she loves him. So that's what's keeping him around. But she just seems like it's insufferable. Like that lady is miserable as all outdoors. And it is a testament to money not being able to buy you happiness. You can't find it within anyone else. And a lot of women, they get married when they do the things that society says that we're supposed to do, but it does not guarantee that you're going to be happy. It doesn't guarantee that you're going to enjoy your life. And for some odd reason, because of the patriarchy, they feel like women are not put here to enjoy their life. We're not supposed to enjoy this journey. We're just supposed to be in complete servitude of men and giving our wombs up for men. And first of all, I think babies are a blessing, but y'all know me. If you ever watch me on the YouTube, I always say a woman should only have a baby if she actually wants to be a mother, to never ever do it for a man, because then you resent the children. And then sometimes things don't work out. You get a divorce, you and your husband might grow apart, he might pass away, anything can happen. And women are always usually the primary caregiver of the children. So do with that what you will. But Ayesha, she is not happy. And she keep embarrassing her goddamn. You know what? Ayesha and Cam Newton is the same person in a different font. Yes, spread love is the Brooklyn way.
Ayesha Curry is a perfect example of why it is so important to have a hoe phase. Go be a hoe. Be a hoe. But be a safe hoe though. Like, protect yourself and don't get pregnant. That's why she's sitting over there feeling trapped. Trapped with Steph Curry. Sometimes you gotta go through some stuff to really appreciate what you have. She probably ain't never been hoed. She probably ain't never been drugged through the mud by a dude. She probably never been. She probably never had her heart broken time and time and time again. That's why she can't really appreciate what she has, because it's like, I need something edgy. I need something fun. Like this mom stuff. This being married to Steph Curry, this shit is boring. And now she's really rebelling. She want to be in the streets. She want to be desired by other men. She probably want to do something with another man, because she probably never experienced that. Like, when did they get together? Like high school or something? That is not enough time to be out in the world and do stuff and experience stuff. Like, you don't have to experience a whole lot. But I don't think she experienced anything at all. And now she's tied down, married with kids. You can't go do your thing right now unless you go do your thing and run the risk. Like, you ain't just no Lucinda from down the block. You're Ayesha Curry. If you gonna mess with anybody, trust me, we gonna know about it.
And at this point, Steph could cheat on Ayesha Curry and the whole world will understand. And mind y'all, this is not the first, nor second, nor third time that she's got on the internet and embarrassed Steph. Now, a lot of people, believe it or not, are actually on her side. They're trying to see where she's coming from and argue the fact of, it wasn't that she was saying she currently does not want to be a wife. She currently doesn't want kids, X, Y, and Z. They were just trying to say that that's what she meant her past. Baby, I'm not going to lie. None of that matters. You're married, now you have kids now, so why even bring that up? And I don't even think that this specific interview was the issue. I think that people started to dig. They started to find the other videos. For example, her being on some type of podcast and a man came out shirtless and she was like taking her ring off, like gawking over him. And then there was another interview where she said she actually was a little disappointed when Steph made it to the NBA, because he always told her that he just wanted to be an NBA coach, and she was fine with that, being that she wanted to be the breadwinner. So if he became an NBA coach, that would let her be the breadwinner in the relationship. I do want to say that although what she's saying is really coming off as very bad, very, very bad looks for your marriage, not gonna lie, I think a lot of people are genuinely trying to give her the benefit of the doubt and explain that what she's saying is not how she means it. Basically, like, she is happy with the life that she has, but although the life that she has to some will be perfect, when she lost herself along the way and no longer has meaning, no longer feels like she has purpose, etc., it's in the end not really a perfect life, or at least not as perfect to her. Now, granted, we all know how the internet works, and knowing that you're in a relationship, you really got to think very calculated on everything that you answer, everything that you spill, everything that you say when it comes to an interview or talking to the public eye. And this was a really bad look, I'm not gonna lie. But if Steph like it, we love it, because he took the Instagram and said that he was happy and ain't no problems in his marriage, we good over here. So that goes to really explain everything. At the end of the day, although it might seem odd to the outside, sometimes some people just have that relationship where what's understood don't need to be explained, and I'm starting to think that this is one of them. He probably understands Ayesha and knows exactly what she means by what she's saying and gets some of her dark humor, so therefore he doesn't have a problem with it. It's literally going in one ear and out the other because he knows her intent with it, whereas us on the outside looking in, being nosy, taking it and running with it because we don't know her for real. We just know what we see.
So what's it like being with the love of your life, Stephen Curry? Love of my life? I don't even like him. Love? You gotta stop. Like, do you think you influenced his game at all? Or I don't even think he can play. Personally, I don't really like the dude. He alright. I never really wanted him though. Like, to be honest, I got my kids, I guess, but I never wanted that either. Like, I never really wanted that man. I really wanted this one boy from my neighborhood. I really wanted him, but I ended up with stuff. Like, I don't know. Oh, like, he went to the Olympics. So, was he even good? I don't. He did alright. I was really looking at LeBron. That's what I really wanted, but I guess I got him. I guess.
Ayesha Curry is what happens when a generation of 21-year-olds tell themselves that they're ready to be wives.
She goes on to say in that video about how women need to carve out a life for themselves and she got married too young and all that. I don't think that's the real problem. The real problem is the message that Ayesha Curry is sending to all the young men. I'll start this out by saying that I don't follow basketball or any of its players at all. But from what I have seen, Steph is one of, if not the greatest, to ever do what he does. He got married to Ayesha Curry young when he didn't have any money. All the fame and success and wealth came and he stayed with her the entire time. He didn't switch up. I've never heard any controversies or off the court issues with Steph Curry. No illegitimate children, no assaults, no, none of that. And in the world where there is so few role models for men, I think Steph Curry is a pretty good example. And every time I hear from Ayesha Curry, it's something negative about him because he's a prisoner of his own success. I get it if Ayesha's got all these problems and all that. That's just women equal problems. It's just how it is. You guys can't get out of your own way. But what did Steph do to deserve that? That's the issue that I have. What did he do wrong to deserve his wife publicly talking bad about him every chance she gets? What kind of message are you sending to young men that it doesn't matter if you do it the right way or not? You don't drop the girl that you had when you had nothing once you get money. You don't do any of that. And she's still going to publicly embarrass you. What do you want men to do about that?
Ayesha Curry needed a whole phase. That's what I heard one of these birds say. What good did the whole phase do for a lot of y'all? Only thing a lot of y'all benefited from it was STDs, babies, men who didn't want you, dog walked you, and then eventually you just ended up with a bunch of emotional trauma that you carry on into every situation that you've been in since that point. The only thing I took from what Ayesha Curry said is that she wanted the boss chick. She wanted to be the most important person in that relationship. She wanted to be the well-known, famous person. She wanted to be famous in her own merit. She didn't want to be Steph Curry's wife. She didn't want to be known for being somebody's wife. She wanted to be the person that was known. And then the other person who was with her would be the person who would be associated with being with Ayesha Curry. That's what I took from it. It sounds more like it's ego-driven more than anything, not sex-driven. Every time she opened her mouth, it seems like it's ego-driven, right? Even down to the wanting attention from men. I don't think she wanted attention from men so she could sleep with a bunch of men. I think she wanted attention from men, again, to boost her ego. I think people forget just how young she was when she got with Steph Curry. So her saying that she didn't dream of being a mother or a wife at that time, that's not unheard of. That's not really that crazy. Sometimes people never change their mind about it, and sometimes you meet a person that make you change your mind about it. One thing I can guarantee you is that Ayesha Curry, regardless of how she feel or what she thinks she might have missed out on, she would never trade places with the people who telling her to have a whole phase. She would never trade places with you, right? She would never give up what she ended up with to take what you got. And y'all men who talking about she embarrassing Steph Curry, he's married to her. They have to see each other every day. They talk to each other every day. If he really wanted her to shut up and stop doing these interviews and saying the stuff that she be saying, she probably would be doing the interviews and saying the stuff that she be saying. So clearly he ain't really got that big of a problem with what she be running around her mouth saying. He probably done heard her say it before. I'm sure that's not the first time he's heard it out his wife's mouth. Keyword, his wife's mouth that he's been married to for years. Y'all men don't keep the same energy when it comes to disrespect that you do when women disrespect the men that they with, right? You don't seem to have a big enough problem with men disrespecting the women that they be with the way you do when women disrespect the men that they with. It's disrespectful regardless of who do it. Embarrassing your partner is never cool, man or woman. You don't disrespect your partner. You don't say crazy stuff about your partner in front of company. Whatever you feel about your partner, you take that up with your partner, but you don't say that kind of stuff in public. It's wrong on man or woman's side. To bring the point back home, no, she didn't need a whole phase, and y'all love giving out terrible advice to other women so that they can end up in the same boat as you. But the reality is most of y'all didn't benefit from having one, and nobody usually does.
I gotta be honest, guys. I think you guys are effing weird. I think some of you haters and trolls, when it comes to Ayesha Curry and the interview that she just did, I think you're weird as hell.
4 kids. Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No, I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married.
I genuinely see nothing wrong with what she said. Nothing. And let me explain why I don't see anything wrong with what she said. First of all, here's a news flash for the men out there. Okay? Please take this one to heart. There is a world in which, this is going to blow your mind. Prepare yourself. Maybe buckle your seatbelts even. There is a world in which not all women dream of being a wife and a mother. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine a world where not every woman wants to be a wife and a mother? And by the way, there is nothing wrong with that. Until I met my fiance, I didn't picture myself that way. I pictured myself climbing the corporate ladder, being a badass in my work field, making money, paying my own bills, being Miss Independent. That was my dream. Not every woman wants to be a wife and or a mother. And there is a certain element of this that she did have to give up a lot of the things that she dreamt for herself so that Steph didn't have to.
Do I think Stephen Curry should leave his wife? No. She's going through postpartum. They just had a baby last year. She's just upset that he gets to go back to work and she got to deal with that fucking kid. That's a valid fucking thing to feel. But because they have money, she has her own money, she's a chef, girl, clock in, get to work from home. You got the money to hire a nanny to handle the baby? Do that. You got family to watch the baby? Tell them to watch the fucking baby so you could go. If you want to work while being a mom, go work and while being a mom. Girl, they don't stop your life if you don't allow them to stop your life. Your life continues. They are a part of your life. Do I feel bad that she's going through postpartum? Sure. We all go through it as mothers. It is what it is. It's about how we get out the fucking funk. She does this every time. This is the 4th time she's made a dumb comment, and it's been through her postpartum journey. Good luck to Stephen fucking Curry, because I honestly speaking, girl, you gonna do this every time? We're not gonna have sex anymore. Don't ask me to nut in you, bitch. What the fuck?
Ayesha Curry is definitely an eye-opener for me. I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those little girls who believed in the fairy tale dream, like watching Disney movies, thinking about my dream husband and my family, imagining my wedding, picking out my wedding dress, all this stuff. And for a really long time, even into my adult life, I did think that was the end-all be-all. I just thought you had to find the right man. I know. Like, if I would have followed my plan since I was a child, I would have been Nora Smith. Like, I would have been on my 3rd child by now. But I'm a Sagittarius, I'm just too independent. And I always tell myself, you know, like, I have so many things I want to accomplish before I become a mother, because that is something that I still want. But I saw this other creator say that she realized at the age of 40 that we only have one life to live, and she spent her whole life belonging to other people, servicing other people, and never herself. It just really opened my eyes, because no matter what Ayesha Curry does, she will always be known as Steph Curry's wife. Even if they got a divorce, she would still be known as Steph Curry's ex-wife or Steph Curry's former wife. I'm not gonna act like it's not a privilege and a blessing for her to be in that position. A lot of women would be lucky and crave to be in that position, just not with Steph Curry, but with anybody. But how taxing that must be on her soul and her spirit to know that she had a purpose, she had a mission, and she gave all that up at such an early age. And she can still do those things. No one's saying that she can't. But now her introduction is always going to be Mrs. Steph Curry.
Even though she's validating her feelings, like, she has to know her platform and she has to know her audience. And it was distasteful. It's distasteful to the little girls and the people who grow up in poverty to strive for a dream of excellence and wealth and family and growth, and for her to shut it down like, oh, wish I could have, been a boss babe. And the crazy part is she is. That's the ironic part of all of this. It's Steph Curry with the pots. The bitch is on every podcast. She's outside with Drake. Like, she is living both sides. And then, like, to get on there and say, hey, I didn't really want a family. Like, no, I feel like it should be a safe space for women who don't want children, yes, who don't want, to live in the matriarch. And there should be a safe space for people who do. And she just did not do a good job of creating a safe space.
I don't know if, like, maybe there's something wrong with me, but I don't see why Ayesha Curry is wrong. I feel like she said nothing wrong. Like, that she had an experience or she wasn't expecting to be the person that she is today. I feel like That's a very human experience. I mean, she's definitely said questionable things in the past, but like, I feel like we're over policing her. Like, I don't know.
Let's keep it on mindset, okay? Steph and Ayesha Curry, beautiful couple, rich as fuck couple, kids gorgeous, all of that, okay? Let's get down to the nitty gritty, because if you know me, I don't waste no fucking time. This is my opinion and my opinion only. I'm always speaking, up for women and speaking from the perspective of a woman, because I'm a woman. And in a relationship, I'm a wife. So I speak from that perspective, but we gonna do some flip side shit. Steph Curry, honey, sweetheart, you're married to a woman who's jealous of your success. She's jealous of the attention you get. She's jealous of your fame. Somehow in her mind, you have stuck her with this life of being a mom, which she never wanted, which she somewhat enjoys. Of course, she loves her children, but she was meant to be a career woman. She was meant to be a star. She was meant to get all the attention that you are getting. You were supposed to be a high school basketball coach. She was supposed to be. And in her mind, I think she resents you, because in her mind, she's this beautiful, gorgeous, amazing, fabulous woman that should be out there getting all of this adoration and attention that you are getting. So while you out here making shoes and putting Bible verses on it, hitting 34 3-shots in a row, busting your ass, getting to the bag, taking care of your family, your wife is slowly but surely resenting you. And it shows. She has subtle ways of dropping those gems in different interviews. The most recent one, she made it clear that she never wanted to be a mom. She didn't want kids. She was supposed to be a career woman. You try to resonate with her. I would love to know how your mom and your dad feel about her. I know y'all gonna keep everything in the, you know what I'm saying, because y'all celebrities and y'all want people in your business like that. But I'm a mother of a son. If I had to bet money, I would bet that your mama can't stand her. Can't stand her. Tolerates her because she love her baby. But if me and mama could have a one-on-one, she probably wouldn't say nothing, but she'll probably be like, girl. And we all know what that means. Her microaggressions. Okay? She's passively aggressive when she talks about you in interviews, bro. She wants to be wanted by these rapper niggas, by these industry niggas. She wants that. She wants attention. That's important to her. She wants to be the famous one. You weren't supposed to be famous. You were supposed to be a high school basketball coach. And the fact that you're getting all of this admiration from the world, she resents you for that shit. And I bet you behind closed doors, y'all have plenty of arguments about it. This is just my evaluation. I don't wish this for them at all. In my opinion, she is the toxic one. Okay? I believe she's a beautiful woman on the outside, but I believe that her soul is very unhealed. She's very superficial, in my opinion. And I believe in her mind, she's supposed to be the superstar of that relationship, not him. And as fate would have it, he's such an incredible basketball player. Look, he's a star. But she makes it clear through her verbiage. She's very unhappy. And I feel like she resents Steph Curry. You're married to somebody who's jealous of you. And Steph Curry gonna defend her to the dickens. He gonna defend her because he loves her.
And if you know they story kind of, you know that they met in like Vacation Bible School or some shit way back when they was teenagers or some shit. And because he was a little skinny, red bone, you know what I'm saying? And she was like the pretty girl she probably thought. But he ended up becoming the star, and now she feels some type of way. Honey, that's a whole nother level of toxicity. A whole nother level of toxicity. Women like that will go out of their way to sabotage everything. She will go out of her way not to compliment that man. Because the rest of the world is on your dick, so what do you need me to compliment you for? You're getting all of the attention that I'm supposed to be getting. That is just my evaluation on the outside looking in. I've never met her or him. So this is just me on the outside looking in. That is the thing when celebrities put their life out there. They do these interviews. We, the people, get the opportunity to listen to their views, and then we get to make evaluations like I just did. And I feel like Steph and Ayesha Curry are a beautiful couple. But I feel like she's dangerous. I feel like she's toxic. And I feel like she's jealous of her husband's success. And that's inside the mindset of Ayesha Curry. That's just my opinion, you guys. My opinion. Don't come for me. If you do come for me, do it with respect, or you know I'm gonna check the fuck out your ass after that you deserve.
A lot of people are talking about Ayesha Curry and how she went on the Call Her Daddy podcast. Ayesha is known for opening up and being honest whenever she goes on podcasts and or does interviews. In this one interview she just did a few days ago, she was talking about how she originally didn't want to be a mother and how she didn't want to get married. She wanted to be a businesswoman, and that was that. But of course, as we all know, she's married to Stephen Curry and they have multiple children. And she opened up on this podcast, which is sending everybody in some sort of uproar. Everybody is upset at how she was talking during this interview. But this isn't the first time that Ayesha Curry opens up. A few years ago, she was on the Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett Smith. And she opened up about how for the last 10 years of her relationship, there's been no male attention on her. And on the other hand, Stephen Curry, an athlete, has women throwing themselves at him constantly. I think a lot of people are upset at her being truly honest, but I think it's okay for her to feel the way she feels. If she honestly doesn't enjoy being married or whatever the case may be, that is honestly most women's situation. So why can she not be open about it and be truthful about it? Of course, I'm sure that she's happily married and she loves her children, but of course there's always that part of her that misses when she wasn't a mother, when she wasn't married, and she was just working and living her own life. I think that's what she meant, you guys. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and be sure to hit that follow button for more.
Just when we was forgetting about her, Ayesha Curry is back on social media talking about how she hates Stephen Curry. She was just recently on a podcast and she talked about how she actually never wanted to be married. She never wanted to have kids. And she always saw herself as a career woman, etc., etc. Which, I get it. You know, people have visions for their own life. And when they get in relationships, sometimes they have to compromise. But my thing is, why 10 years later talk about it to the world? I get people need to get stuff off their chest, but it's just a better way of going about it than constantly embarrassing your husband. Like, every time she opened her mouth, she embarrassed this man. And then here come all the women in the comments, oh, she's so brave for saying things that a lot of women want to say. Like, there is a way of discussing things without disrespecting and embarrassing your partner.
Steph Curry, Ayesha Curry. Boy, my wife done cussed me out.
Shay got it.
My oldest daughter called me. My youngest daughter called me. My homeboys that played in the NBA called me. And I realized maybe I shouldn't smoke marijuana and get over it. So, Steph, let me say this, because I appreciated you checking it. Because it showed me you have a tremendous amount of respect for me. I was trying to say to the comedian, go easy on Steph, and I just typed something stupid. My homegirl, Tesman Figaro, man, our political fighter and activist, she said, bro, you don't understand how this could be misread. And I read it, and I said, damn. So, Steph, let me say, man, since my favorite player ever turned me on to you, Kobe Bean Bryant told me you got to follow. You've heard this story before. You have been my guy. The only time I don't cheer for you is when you playing against the Hawks, because the Hawks are my guys. Shouts out to Ice Trey. But I got to say, first and foremost, Mrs. Ayesha Curry and her husband, Steph, I apologize for my statement being misconstrued. I was just stoned up trying to make a joke out of it. What's on that? It wasn't my damn business, like my wife said. So I'm sorry, y'all.
And see, that's the thing. Knowing you like I know you, you don't really delve into other people's affairs.
Hi, man. Hi. Stoned, man. And the boy made a Glorilla joke, and I love Glow. Yeah. And I just giggled a little bit, but I was hitting tell the comedian, don't go so hard on my guy, because Steph's my guy.
Right.
But it read wrong. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. Steph did something that all us brothers with women should do, and that's stand up and defend your woman. No matter if somebody step on a foot, no matter if they did it or not, man, check and say, hey man, you didn't say excuse me. So let me say again, Ayesha, Steph, excuse me. I apologize deeply, and I'm searching for your address so I may send y'all some of this Paloma. Y'all may make more love, make beautiful light-skinned babies for us. Love you.
So I saw a podcast clip of Ayesha Curry saying that like she had to sacrifice her dreams because she had to be Steph Curry's wife and the mother to their kids or something. What I don't understand about that, and you know, a lot of people are like, no, like I get it, that makes sense. Bro, Stephen Curry is a millionaire, like by like a lot. Like he's not barely, he has many millions. Nobody forced you to stay in the house with the children. You get what I'm saying? Like, bro, you make millions. You could hire the best nanny in the world and still try to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, and this isn't every situation for sure, but I feel like there are a lot of people in situations like that where they use like, oh, my family, like as an excuse as to why they didn't actually like go for those like dreams. Because my thing is, I'm like, if it was like whatever she wanted to do, like she wanted to be like a singer or whatever, you could really just have gotten a nanny immediately after childbirth and then got into the studio, started recording. Like, I just don't see how that's sacrificing your legacy. I feel like some people say like, oh, well, like, what, she's just supposed to not be with her kids? Well, for one, you chose to have the children, right? If you weren't ready to have children, you still had stuff you wanted to do, then do the stuff that you wanted to do. And then like, oh, like, but I had to stay with my children. And I guess you don't want that dream more than you want to take care of your children. So at that point, pick one. You know what I mean? And you did pick one. So I just don't like, I don't like that narrative. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing I feel like, you know, someone who's like middle, low, or even like lower high class, right? Has kids, it's like, okay, I gotta like take care of them. But like when you have money, bro, dude, bro, just, bro, have $1 million babysit the kid. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but Ayesha Curry is putting in maximum effort to let the world know that she is struggling with trying not to cheat on her husband. And because she can just smell an opportunity to embarrass this man, because she gets on every interview telling everybody about just how frustrated she is with his success, how frustrated she is that women desire him, how much she wished it was her being lusted after by people who don't give a fuck about her, how desperately she wants to get attention from other men, how locked down she feels with the kids. Every fucking interview she goes on, she unwarrantedly forces us to listen to her vent about her not wanting to be with her husband. She wants to go be Glorilla or some shit. Like, we get it, bro. Just go drop an album or some shit. Like, stop embarrassing this man, bro. This shit is getting pathetic.
She was saying how she wasn't getting the same attention from men that Steph Curry gets from women. Well, of course not, sweetie, because he's the star, first of all. Second of all, if you're in a marriage and you're happy, why would you even want said attention? So that was like the first kind of strike that we saw going on. And then, you know, there was a situation where she was on the talk show The Real. And, you know, some guys came out and was serving drinks to the ladies, and she was like, you know, forcefully like doing this gesture like, oh, I'm trying to keep my ring on, you know. And then so now all those things have passed, and it comes like every time that people forget about that and are willing to give her grace, she comes right back to the forefront and does something else that's even more like, girl, just stop talking. Like, just stop talking. And most recently, she did an interview on the Call Me Daddy podcast, in which I don't know what she was promoting. I really don't. I don't know what she was actually there for. But the woman who was doing the podcast was throwing her bones of admiration and it was like Ayesha turned into Serena and was batting down all of the alley oops that the lady was trying to give her. Like, oh, well, you know, it's amazing. Like, you know, you have this amazing husband. And it's kind of like, oh, the guy in high school, I didn't even like him like that. Like, oh, so, you know, but you have these kids. Like, aren't you so happy? Kids? I didn't even want kids. And it's like, everybody was like, what? Why? If we were to role reversal, if Steph Curry went on podcasts and said he never wanted a wife, he never wanted the kids, he wasn't attracted to her, and all of these things, it would be all over everywhere. People would not want to work with him. He'd lose endorsements. It would be the feminists coming out everywhere. Like, people would be so anti that. They would be like, how dare you? And she gave you these children and she's doing these things. But when a woman does it, women are like, and so what? She's just expressing herself. It's just not. You have a certain level of respect, camaraderie with one another. You can't do that. You cannot put your man out there like that, just naked. That's just so messed up to me. It really is.
I would say, man, get out of there, but I don't know everybody's situation and mindset.
Marcel!
Amount of disrespect that she showed towards this man is almost unforgivable. It comes off as a sign that you're available and that you'll go. The Bible tells wives to respect their husbands, and they should do it in the modest of fashions. Why? Wives, because you are your husband's crown. You represent him in every way. So when you out in public and you're acting disgracefully, you bring shame on him. But when you carry yourself with dignity, honor, and class, you elevate him to king status because you're walking in queen status yourself.
The truth, nothing but the truth. Put my hands on the Bible, y'all put me to the booth. Swear to the truth.
To enough Ayesha Curry interviews because I didn't get that from anything.
Anytime,
I played me just now.
That's what I was saying by Charlamagne. You let me know. Anytime a woman talks about her man and the man is someone of stature, you get told that you are doing something wrong. Michelle Obama got dragged for telling the story about not liking President Obama for 10 years or having an issue with him during their marriage.
Well, they need to be like Stephon Diggs and tell people to stay out their goddamn personal life. Whenever they get asked about their man, when Ayesha get asked about Steph, and when Michelle get asked about Obama, stay out my damn personal life. Okay, you brought me here to talk about me, right? You brought me here to interview me. Now, if you brought me here to have a secondhand interview about my husband, I'm not doing that right now. Because if you know your words are going to be twisted up, why even bring it up? Tell them don't bring my husband up. If I don't bring him up, you don't bring him up. How about that?
But
how about that?
We gotta wrap up. I feel different.
Yeah.
Her life is being the wife of Steph
That's
Curry
right,
and making home,
wife,
and you know what I mean. Like that's
And
her
she do
life.
be putting
Is that her life though?
Not her life, meaning it's a huge part of her life. She does other things. We know she cooks. She does a lot of things, but it's a big part of her life. You can't get around that.
I'm just confused on the last clip when she said wasn't expecting all those women. Like what? You didn't hear when she was saying she doesn't expect the women to be throwing themselves at an NBA player. Are you serious?
She might not expect it to this level.
To
this level is what I'm saying. To this level.
Come on now.
The
MB, come on.
Let's talk about it. Well, we got Donkey of the Day coming up next. I want to give it to ABC, and we'll come back and discuss something. It's The Breakfast Club.
Ayesha Curry, wife of NBA superstar Steph Curry, recently sat down with the Call Her Daddy podcast, and of course she said something to get the internet in a frenzy. I never wanted kids. I had career goals. Steph just doesn't get it. I get that money doesn't automatically mean happiness, but goddamn it, if this is any more proof that you can never make anyone happy. It's not so much just a man versus woman thing. It's just you can't make people happy. No matter what you do, you can be a good dude, have one of the coolest jobs in the world, money beyond means, you got healthy children, and that other person will still just feel like a void in their soul. This woman is sitting in $1 million homes and she's just trying to figure life out like the rest of us who's living check to check. She's trying to figure out where did it all go wrong? Where did it all go wrong?
I've never seen a woman wanting to passive aggressively cheat as bad as Steph Curry's wife, Ayesha Curry. Bro, Ayesha just out here basically saying, look, I want somebody else Not full time, but I just want somebody else on the side. Even though she got the 6 foot dude, he got the money, he got the respect, it's still not good enough. The only reason why it's not good enough though is because Steph Curry is a respectable guy. He low key, he not in the mix, he don't have no cheating rumors, he ain't putting his hands on her. Women love chaos, and so many men, a lot of men went a lot of their early part of their life in chaos and foolishness and drama. Once a man gets to that point in his life where he grown for real, got his situation in order, he don't want that drama. He don't want that chaos. And a lot of women, they never grow up. They never grow out of that chaotic phase. That shit brings you down eventually. It got 100 women on this app saying that Ayesha Curry needs to have had a whole phase in order to appreciate having a good man. Well, look, that's like basically saying a person needs to go to jail in order to appreciate their freedom. I ain't never been in jail a day in my life, and don't need to go to jail to appreciate my freedom, my rights. You a damn fool if you can't learn from other people's mistakes. Ayesha Curry did not need to be getting cracked in the back of clubs, get her walls and her jaws knocked loose in order to appreciate a multimillionaire who family oriented and about his business. Y'all say anything on this app caping for each other. And please don't get started on, well, she didn't get to live her life and chase her dreams. That woman could have hired the best nannies money could have bought and went did any endeavor that her heart desired. Don't want to hear it. Y'all full of shit.
If we were in a world where people weren't so curious, none of this shit would matter. And what I mean by that is the reason why people feel this way after finding the one, right? Because that's why you get married, is because you find the one. So when you find the one and you get into this space where you're like, you start thinking about the things you missed out on. Basically, Ayesha want to be outside. Oh my God. If we just keeping it plain and simple, she want to be outside. And it's not because she wants to be outside and that's where she wants to stay. She want to know what outside feels like. It's the curiosity. And it doesn't help that you're married to an NBA superstar who you see all the time. Women basically ready to throw themselves at him. You see that all the time. And that's the difference. When you're Ayesha Curry and you're Steph Curry's wife, guys not really going to try you like that. They're not really going to shoot shots. They're not going to do that. And she feels like she's wondering why they not shooting shots at me. Because we know damn sure the women, they're going to shoot their shot. They're going to try, even knowing that that's your husband.
So Ayesha Curry and disrespected Steph for the umpteenth time. To some of you out there that really believe that, or excuse me, not even believe, that are surprised by her saying that, I have one question for you. Where have you been? This is not the first and probably will not be the last as long as she is married to him. I mean, even if they divorce today, she probably still talks shit about him to this very day. I remember the last interview she did before this one she done on that Call Her Daddy podcast. I mean, the name of that motherfucker just sounds fucking wild to me. But anyways, last time she was interviewed and it went crazy on the internet, she talked about how her husband, Steph, receives so much attention and no one really acknowledges her. That's because he's an NBA mega superstar, a multi-time champion, and you're just his wife. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but she is married to a man that the average chick on this app and as well as other apps like whine and complain about, oh, I can't find me a tall, rich, handsome, blah, 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 blah. She has found that by marrying an NBA superstar, and her funky ass still ain't happy. Then she went on to talk about, oh, I've always wanted to be a career woman and blah, blah, blah. I never wanted to be married for real. I never wanted children for real. Like someone put a gun to her head and made her do that shit. The main reason she did that shit because Steph got into the NBA, with some hard work. He became very good at his craft, a damn good shooter. I can't deny that, even though I'm not a big time Warriors fan at all. And he's a multi-time champion, and it is not enough for this woman. And that's not even the messed up part. The messed up part is other women are going to listen to that shit if they just so happen to be fortunate enough to find a man that checks all her boxes. It's not going to be enough. This all just goes back to what is a woman's favorite word? That word is more. In other words, Whatever it is you do for her, it doesn't matter if you check all her boxes. For a lot of these chicks, not every last one necessarily, but for a damn good amount, it's never enough. At least that's what I took from hearing all that fucking garbage spewing out of her mouth. But let me know what y'all think about all this. Make sure you like, share, and follow for more.
Ayesha Curry is a perfect example of why it is so important to have a hoe phase. Go be a hoe. Be a hoe. But be a safe hoe though. Like, protect yourself and don't get pregnant. That's why she's sitting over there feeling trapped. Trapped with Steph Curry. Sometimes you gotta go through some stuff to really appreciate what you have. She probably ain't never been hoed. She probably ain't never been drugged through the mud by a dude. She probably never had a heartbroken time and time again. That's why she can't really appreciate what she has, because it's like, I need something edgy. I need something fun. Like this mom stuff. This being married to Steph Curry, this shit is boring. And now she's really rebelling. She want to be in the streets. She want to be desired by other men. She probably want to do something with another man, because she probably never experienced that. Like, when did they get together? Like high school or something? That is not enough time to be out in the world and do stuff and experience stuff. Like, you don't have to experience a whole lot. But I don't think she experienced anything at all. And now she's tied down, married with kids. You can't go do your thing right now unless you go do your thing and run the risk. Like, you ain't just no Lucinda from down the block. You're Ayesha Curry. If you gonna mess with anybody, trust me, we gonna know about it. Watch.
This is the reason why you should never take advice from women, because Black women will literally have you crashing out and have you missing out on your blessings. I cannot tell you how many times that I've talked to women or I've had conversations online, and I asked them after they spilled all of their trauma as to what it is that's wrong and why they can't find a good man. And and I ask them all the time, I said, hey, is it a possibility that you passed up on a man that you were supposed to be with? And they like, yeah. And then that's the statement that usually humbles them. And that's unfortunate, because she talking about, hey, she needs to do this, she needs to do that, blah, 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 so on and so forth. And again, all it's going to do is have her missing out on her blessing. I cannot tell you how many women that went out there and got STDs and STIs, and I've done hundreds of videos of different people that say, yo, I got HIV, I got herpes, I got all of that. And so all of these women are single baby mamas sleeping around with the same women. Meanwhile, there's other chicks out here that can't wait to get them a Steph Curry, can't wait to get them $1 billion guy, can't wait to find them a guy that's going to hold them down, that ain't cheating on them. But if you ain't cheating on them, if you're not dogging them, if you're not slapping them, according to a lot of these women, if they haven't put you in the ground, and if they haven't donkey messed you up, then you're not a good woman, or you ain't ready to get married.
I didn't really want to get married to him. He always gets all this attention, and I want people to look at me.
I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be a career girl, and that's it.
You want people to say, hey, girl, you got a fat ass. Ooh, I like your He still ain't done. And I think personally that he's a great family man. He's a great husband. I think he shows lots of respect to his wife. You don't ever hear any controversy about this brother. He's a producer. I actually did some voices on an animation series that he has. He's fantastic. The guy, I mean, is just really a really good example of what a good husband is and a family man is. As much that probably gets thrown at him at all times, because he's awesome. All right? Ayesha Curry is going around on these podcasts just yapping and being very disrespectful. This man works hard to show respect to you. I don't even think it's hard. I think he loves you that much that he goes, this is my wife, this is my kids. And you're going on these podcasts complaining about, oh, I didn't really want to get married to him. I mean, I didn't really want to do this. I didn't really want to do that. Yeah, you did. Why did you get married to him? Then why don't you change your last name? I bet you if you divorced him, you keep the last name. And I'm not trying to put her down at all, but I don't like what she's saying. What do you want? People are looking at you, but men are being respectful because Stephen Curry is a respectable dude. That's why. I know social media shows a bunch of really f***ed up dysfunctional relationships, but Stephen Curry is not a corny dude. You're making him seem like he's corny. It's like what they say about Sierra and her husband, you know? Just because a guy takes care of his kids, treats his wife right now, he's a cornball? What is this kind of image, this silly shit? He's making it easy for you to do things in life. You can start a cooking show, do whatever you want. You're a Curry now. But now you saying all this shit after 2 kids or whatever, and I didn't really want, that's a bunch of insecure bullshit to me. And I'm not being disrespectful to you. But there's a lot of good men out here. I know a lot of you women like to say men ain't shit, but some of you women ain't shit. I said some of you women ain't shit either. Yeah, not every man is horrible. Bullshit. There's a lot of women that are married to dope dudes, dope men. And there's a lot of women that shit on men and cheat on men also.
They so lucky I'm not Steph Curry friends, because he ever asked me for advice. He said, Titus, I need advice on what I got to do with Ayesha. I'll tell him.
Beat her.
Yeah. Real talk.
Told Harpo to beat me. All my life I had to fight.
But if she really want to be a career woman, she could be a career woman. And stop saying she got to go through a whole phase. Shut up, slut.
I really didn't want to speak on the Ayesha Curry situation because, unfortunately, she is married to my GOAT. But I will say this, because this pertains to more people than just her. I never understood the concept of going on a public platform and speaking anything but positively about your relationship with your partner. Like me personally, I have never talked bad about my relationship publicly. All of that is supposed to stay in-house. Okay, speaking down on your ex, speaking down on a sneaky link, I'm not saying it's right, but I understand it, at least. You talking down on somebody that you're actively with every day or talking to every day, I never understood that. Why would you do that? Why would you go on platforms and do and say things that you know are going to embarrass your partner or leave areas for the media to scrutinize your relationship? What sense does that make? That's my whole thing with it, and I could go into further detail about it, but I won't, because like I said, that's my GOAT. And I'm not talking bad about nothing that pertains to Steph Curry. But just deeper than Ayesha Curry, why do people do that?
Let's just call it what it is. Ayesha Curry is jealous of Steph Curry. That's one. She's jealous of Steph Curry. She's even said it herself. She thought that she was going to be the it girl. For a very long time, it does not matter what Ayesha Curry does. Wherever she goes, whatever business ventures that she takes on, the first thing that people say when they see Ayesha Curry is, there goes Steph Curry's wife. Ayesha had Steph Curry in the friend zone when she knew that he wanted to be a basketball coach. It wasn't until Steph Curry got motion and started getting publicity where she started to see him in a romantic light. So there was never an initial attraction. She fell in love with the potential that Steph Curry had. Now she's at a point where the streets are calling and she wants to answer so bad, but she doesn't want to look like the bad guy. And Steph is being a man with no backbone. And instead of him checking his wife to where she stopped doing these stupid ass interviews that she does not need to do, he's not saying anything. One of the fastest ways to ruin your legacy and your reputation as a man and everything that you've worked for is to have a woman who does not respect you.